Hey, Teacup. Hello, hello. Testing, testing. Yeah, that's what.
Street America for years by having that desktop monopoly and thwarted Apple from growing for a decade or so. Apple has had to fight that for many years, but so have many other innovators. They killed Netscape, if you recall, Martin Andreessen's company when they started back in the 1994 era. And then they're applying this to food. And this is where it becomes quite insidious and horrific, is that they're bringing the whole Monsanto model of the Terminator seeds, the need to patent your plants. And as he's pointing out, the irony here is that nature was already providing these things for free. But Bill Gates wants to get in the middle and be a toll collector and get money on what is free. Same thing is happening to water and oxygen and food. All these things that would be considered human rights are now being commodified and securitized and financialized by the likes of Bill Gates using his enormous $80 billion ill-gotten cash pile from copyright extraction. The reason Aaron Schwartz was murdered by Chris Dodd, if you recall, part of his death. And they're using that to enslave the globe in this copyright patent and trademark empire, which is becoming increasingly more problematic. I would point out that Taylor Swift, who was working for slave labor on Spotify, divorced herself from Spotify, and her record sales skyrocketed. So there is hope.
It's a tale of two classes. Those who
Hey,
Is there a reason you muted me, Grim? No? Oh, what? So he jumps in, he mutes me, and then he fucks off again.
The result are ISIS, Al-Qaeda,
Interesting.
terrorism, and everything else that comes with it. Engineered by the same mentality, or the banker in Hong Kong.
Hello, Teacup.
Stop.
Who's Grim? Comes in, mutes me, and fucks off again.
He sometimes comes in the hangout and chats. I don't really know who they are.
Jump in my hangout and mute me. I'll jump on my server and kick him. Fuck him.
All touchy already. We ain't even got anyone in here yet.
No, I'm not touchy, man. I just had a good night's sleep and I'm all sparked up and ready, and I haven't had my first fucking joint for the morning yet, so.
That's never good when you ain't had your first joint.
Gotta have my breakfast.
Yeah, definitely.
I
Does cause
one
schizophrenia.
breakfast, I got two breakfasts, I got three breakfasts. I'm getting it all set. No point sitting here not doing anything. But yeah, the kids aren't back from their grandfathers for another half an hour. They have a sleepover every second weekend, so I get a break, which I kind of
So
enjoy.
what did I miss last night then that everyone keeps talking about?
I was just better chewing the fuck out of the constitutional guy over in the States. They were complete opposite poles. And, Better did his typical fucking started calling the guy names. And the guy got all upset. And, if this guy's going to call me this and call me that, I'm just going to log out. And then he logs out. And then Better fucks off. And then he jumps back in. And then Better jumps back in again. It was ridiculous. Fucking almost childish.
So did they get anything resolved in the end?
Nah, better fucked off, and I ended up having to leave because it was the hangout stopped broadcasting half, and I carried on talking to Brian for probably another 20 minutes, and then I had to go and cook tea. But
Yeah.
yeah, fuck no. I was just interested in hearing Brian's point of view because I don't really get many Yankees on there telling me all about the Constitution, or at least their opinions of the Constitution. You know, I was interested in
Yeah.
hearing his point of view, but better fuck that up somewhat.
It's always good to hear new voices and see new faces.
Yeah, or just a new fucking train of thought. You know, everybody thinks differently.
Or
And
even, that's it.
more,
Something to
but,
spice up with it.
yeah, it's happening over there, and it's what 9:40 at the moment, which means it's about 8:40 over there. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. I ain't really checked the time. Yeah, 8:40 or 8:39.
Cool.
Waiting for Bobblot to come in.
Where is he?
Ain't spoken to me in days, I don't know.
Changing his
Ignoring me.
photo. Changing his photo, he is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, probably.
Let's see. Just watching Max Kaiser going on. I like watching RT just to see what the mainstream wants to feed you.
What is it? RT mainstream now. I thought that was counterculture mainstream.
Wow, yeah. I just like to put it on to see what they try and feed the general populace. It's always good to see what they try and do. I haven't heard anything back from that fucking cop yet, so I wonder if my letter worked. I mean, I'm not crossing my fingers or holding any fucking breath or anything. But if I get off that speed ticket just from the letter, all right, brilliant. Should have got a reminder by now.
I don't know how speed tickets work.
It's just an offer. But, you know, in the end of the day, I've got a driver's license, and my person's got a contract with them, so you know, end up having to pay it. So be it. I don't really care. I'm just happy to throw shit at the wall and see what sticks and what helps and what doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not one for throwing shit at the wall. It's too messy to clean off.
You know, the wall's already messy in my opinion.
Yeah, probably. That's because you keep throwing shit at it.
Sorry?
That's because you keep throwing shit at it.
Yeah, that's right. But I haven't seen any other cunt come and try and clean it off yet, so that's fine. But yeah, if I don't try, I'm not going to know myself. And, you know, you can listen to someone else talking through the hole in their head for years, and you're not going to actually have anything to back it up unless you actually give it a whirl. So, which is why I'm doing it. So I won't learn unless I learn from my mistakes. It's
Yeah, definitely.
That's how I'm wired, mate. And back in the old days, if I didn't pull apart my 286 computer, fuck it up royally, get the jumper settings wrong on my modem, I would never have figured out how to fix a computer today. You know? Back in the old days, they had jumper settings that you had to set for your interrupt requests and all sorts of things. And back in the before it was plug and play type stuff. That's when I learned. You had to analyse step by step what went wrong, and if you can do that, they reckon, what is it? Computer programmers can do pretty much any job because it's the analytical structure of the thought process or something. You can do it. There was an old TV program called The Pretender a long time ago like that.
I've not heard that, but I would have to agree in general, because people who understand computer programming and can basically make their own programming languages are a bit like the modern day magicians as such, you know what I mean? They can do some pretty amazing things on a computer. Some people do it for credit.
But it's just, again, moving with the times. I mean, back then I was just fucking, when did I start learning computers? Fucking 15, 16 years ago, when I was only working as a salesman at cash converters. Back it was a lot better because one of the other salesmen at cash converters was doing a side job of fixing customers' computers on the side, which got me interested because he was making a fair good lot of money just doing repairs. Yeah, different world back then.
Oh, it definitely was. The modern world's pretty transformed compared to what it was 20 years ago.
Well, that's what worries me in 20 years' time, mate. When I'm 60, 70 years old and my kids have got to survive this shit. It's my main driving goal for learning all of this shit, mate. It's not for trying to get out of anything. It's just trying to see how the system works, test the fences, so to speak. You know, the old Jurassic Park, clever girl. She's testing the fences.
Everyone's in an eternal state of warfare with each other. So, you know what I mean? We all try to seek peace with each other, and some people we can't find peace, and other people we have to try and rip their fucking heads off, unfortunately. And that's just the be all and end all of the system. And some people come together and form allies, and with those alliances, they can manipulate the masses to do what they want rather than have to do what the masses want.
Save them from having to do it. Just get the others to do the work for them.
It's human nature, isn't it? Most people will quite happily subject someone else to a hardship if it means they benefit. So, I mean, not everyone's like that, obviously, but there's a vast majority of people out there that are like that, and unfortunately, that's why the world is the way it is.
Look at my wife. She doesn't like man's jobs. She's more than happy to get the man to take the rubbish out. Any hardship she doesn't want to do, oh, that's a man's job.
The equality starts when it comes to women and ends when it comes to men, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. It's equal until they say otherwise. Oh, I'm still in the room, I'm just listening.
So what did this Brian have to what was his main point? What not then? Other than Constitution.
The Yankee guy, Brian.
Yeah.
It's Brian Smith.
I wouldn't call him a Yankee because he might not necessarily be a Yankee, you know what I mean? America's a big place.
Oh, yeah? But Yankee is in just a geographical location as to where on the earth he is. You know,
Okay.
Again, he might interpret the word Yankee to mean something else. It's not the way I
find it insulting.
It's fine. I lived with an Indian guy once who told me the word Gupta was quite insulting in English. I mean, in Indian. So we always just called him Copter Gupta. You know, he copped some shit from him. He took it as a joke because he knew it was meant as a joke, but all of his Indian friends that were around one day when I called him that, they didn't take it as a joke too well at all. They kind of reacted badly, in fact. He moved out shortly afterwards. But, yeah, it just goes to show. But then that was an agreement between me and him. He knew I meant no offence by it, but it's just like calling your mate cunt when, you know, he's not taking it by offence, but others would.
Yeah, people take offence at small things. People will go to war over tiny things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, what's this fucking severe terror threat over in UK now? Does that mean they just haven't set the date yet when to blow something up?
The severe terror threat is the UK government.
Yeah. Right, so they're warning everybody they're going to terrorise people severely soon, or?
Yeah, more than likely they're probably going to go to war in fucking some other country or something like that. Some false flag fucking attack or some bullshit, you know what I mean?
So,
But no, mate, I don't watch all that shit.
After Ukraine, mate, I think everything's moving around Ukraine. They're all borderlining up. You know, they wouldn't be moving mass amounts of shit there unless something was coming.
If they're going to have a war with Russia, it ain't going to fucking end well for all the rest of us, is it?
It's not going to end well for anyone.
Oh, well, I don't know if anyone's fucking forgot, but like there's a kind of thing called MAD, mutually assured destruction. Do you know what I mean? It's not really, we don't want to piss Russia off.
Yeah, I find it hysterical that Russia's trying to be the peacekeeper sort of thing. Well, the media is trying to play that Russia's being the peacekeeper, but I think Putin and Obama are both two peas in the same pod. You know, it's all part of a bigger thing. It's nothing gets done unless it's by design. Not when they've got world domination on the plate.
That's how politics tends to work.
Mm. But yeah, they're playing up the Gorbachev thing. You know, Gorbachev saying that US is now the nasties. He's just fucking telling the truth. I don't know. I ain't got much to talk about today. We're still waking up, mate. Gonna let this take its effect.
Is that not the rapist calling the murderer a criminal?
Pardon me? What? Say that again?
wouldn't that be the rapist calling the murderer a criminal? You know what I mean? Now
Yeah.
you just give that analogy like the Russian president or ex-president mentioned it. I mean, when they talk about each other, they both seem to forget how they subject their own people to their will, often by force.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it's the rapist that's just been shot by the home owner that got invaded, calling the chick a murderer for trying to kill him. It's exactly it. Yeah, one invades the other, and the other one defends and gets called the aggressor. But yeah, they're both as bad as each other. And again, I think it's all just to do with money. You know? Again, it all boils back to money, doesn't it?
no, how can
You
it
re-
all boil back to money? Money is created as a tool to control people for social control. You know what I mean, money has no intrinsic value. It's us
I'm,
as
I'm not. I'm
people
not.
that they,
I'm meaning just money as in any form of exchange, not the cash money as in
Well, it's not.
resources, things of
It
value.
can't be, can it? Because at the end of the day, ultimately, what money is being transferred for is work of the people. You know what I mean? Slave labour, or maybe not the right terminology, but it's work, all right? And it's basically giving somebody worthless bit of paper for it that they add intrinsic value to it. You know what I mean? There's no government could come in and they make you suddenly work for them. You know what I mean? So the essential thing of value, which is the work, can't really be touched. So the money's only there from your government to control the people and make sure that they do obviously work and put your money in the government's pocket to ensure the government stays strong. You know what I mean? You think about it realistically, every single person contributes to government whether they want to or not. You don't get a choice in that matter. And if you've got
Well,
that many people that are contributing, I mean, imagine that many people contributing to you, even if it was only a fucking pound at a time or a dollar at a time. I mean, imagine how rich you would be. You know what I mean, how powerful you'd be financially. And this is what it's about. And this is all the money's for, is to get people now subjecting their work and working for the government, whether they're realising it or not.
Mm. Well, I mean that's similar to what I was bringing up to the missus yesterday. Like she's a Warcraft player, right? So she spends $15 a month on her Warcraft account, which is roughly what $180 a year or something to that effect. And I said, so there's a billion people playing Warcraft, so that's $180 billion in a yearly turnaround. She says you just got to think about it that way, like anything that she says she wants for a week, I just multiply it by 52 and then tell her how much money she's spending yearly on it. She thinks twice. It's a great way
Yeah,
of fucking with someone's mind, eh?
that's a mean tactic.
Well, women go by money, mate. They control the purse strings. So, she
Can
says,
you
oh,
add
a
pop a lot to
couple
the
of bucks.
conversation?
Pardon?
Can you add pop a lot to the conversation?
I thought I have. But,
No, he's saying he's not. He's just
hang
asking me
on.
to add him. I can't. I'm not the host.
I'm not at the host computer either, but hang on. Can be. Where's the best way to add Bob?
Probably from the
Uh,
host computer,
yeah.
because the other one you won't be
Well,
able to.
he's in one of these hangouts. Can he not join on? Did you see the link there I just posted?
He said he can't join or something or other. I don't know.
Okay, I'll go and add him. Is he Bopalot, is he, or Bobcast?
Yeah, Bob a lot, I think.
Bopalot. Okay, back in a sec. Did that work? Hey.
Yo, pop a lot.
Yo.
Yo, pop a lot.
Let me get my headphones.
I've got Bopalot and not at all, but not Bopalot Barnes, so that's why it didn't come up.
Oh god, no worries, man.
Yes, you can.
It's the same account. I just changed the name on it.
Oh. It comes up differently when I go for the search. Yes, you can.
I don't know, man. What's going on anyway?
I'm gonna. I might drop out when I relocate this computer because it's really dodgy. But I'm just gonna move to another place so I can still hear you guys seeing the kids are back. Quite demo.
Cool, mate.
The other one's still on. You have fun at Granddad's, guys? Good boys. You had a game of knowledge, did you say?
Major feedback. Start Bob a lot.
What's happening?
That's all.
Where you been hiding?
Been hiding.
You ain't been about, have you? Where you been?
Sure, bloody hell. It's just like the fucking police inquisition or something.
Yeah, where you been?
Fuck off. What have you been up to anyway? I hear you've been fucking riling things up as usual.
I've been what?
Riling things up.
Nah.
Yeah, people having a smackdown.
Look, that's just a misconception people get about me, man. I
Are they
want to
deluded,
increase
are
the
they?
pace. Yeah, I'm here to like. I'm like conflict resolution. Do you know what I mean? I don't like people raring and that. It's no good for humanity. Take up, is it?
Elaborate.
Well, oh, here it
James.
comes. No, go on, leave it. I'll tell you after.
What you
No,
fucking?
tell
What
me
you
now.
telling?
Tell me now. Don't you come on. You telling me about Jim. Tell me now.
You can't fucking say that when I'm walking in, you cunt. No, fuck off. Don't fucking give it all that bollocks, Bop. Don't go all fucking shy and be like all reclusive, like, oh no, I can't say because he's here. Fucking cunt, come on. I can't help it. Bop's being a wanker. Bop's being a tosser.
Stop your swearing,
Language.
Ginge.
Language.
Sorry. I know, I can't help it. What are you talking about, Bop? What's the problem?
No, we weren't even talking about you, Ginge. I'm only winding you up, you cunt.
Yo, fucking hell. What the fuck? What the fuck?
No, what was I saying, Take Up?
You're basically gonna elaborate on how to put the world to right.
Oh yeah, because like there's so much arguing and that. If everyone just stops the arguing, then it should be alright.
Yeah.
Conflict resolution.
Better needs to leash on his mouth.
Well, like Syria needs to stop arguing with the USA type approach, and Palestine needs to stop arguing with Israel.
Yeah, then everything will be sorted.
If everyone just sat down and had a nice cup of tea and it would be alright, is that what you're insinuating?
That's all they need is a nice cup of tea.
All they need is a teacup, is it?
Yeah.
a nice teacup and a nice bit of
One dose of
Battenberg
teacup.
bit of Battenberg and everyone will be happy, will they? Is that what you're insinuating? World
Telling
peace
you.
can be achieved by like a digestive biscuit and a cup of char.
Mr. Kipling.
Don't underestimate the fucking cup of tea, mate. Honestly.
What is it?
So how did you find it then, Bob? How did you find the 5th? Did you enjoy it, man?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's good.
There's
Isn't
a
it,
couple of Afghans on the plate with the cuppa as well. Nothing wrong with a couple of good Afghan biscuit.
Where were you on
Afghan
the 5th then, Bob?
biscuits. I went thingy up what's it, up London.
Whereabouts?
To the fucking thing, the Million Mask March.
Oh, right.
I had a mask on and everything.
That'll be why we could recognise you.
No, I didn't, man. No, I just went down there to see what was happening in that, man. It was alright. People going mental on that. See the meat wagons getting all caned up with spray paint. It was alright. I got some good footage. But my laptop's dead, man. I've got to fucking fix my laptop, so I can't do anything. I got terrorised as well. I breached my tag on the way. They won't let me on the train station at Westminster, Embankment. He all started grabbing me up and all that. I had the camera right in his face. He was saying, "Yeah, get this on camera. You swear again, I'll have you for Section 5. I said, "Alright, mate, whatever." And then I was trying to walk out the train station and that. And then I couldn't help it. I just went, "You fucking mug." And then he ran over again. I quickly turned my camera on. I said, "Oh, look, I'm trying to walk out the station." And he stopped me again, like, and then he just let me go. I just walked off. I got in at 10:30 though. The tag people didn't say anything about it, so it's a violation, and that's all right. So whatever.
I didn't get in till about 1ish. I think is the time I got in. It was quite chaotic.
What happened at the BBC then?
Mate. Oh mate, that was like
See
crazy.
videos today where the old Bill Wall had Uzis and all that.
No, he had a taser.
It was a taser.
It was a taser, mate. It weren't anyway. It was a taser. After like the palace, after everything went on at the palace, then it was like a sporadic movement. People went to go back up Pall Mall, I think, to like Trafalgar Square. I think that was the intention. Then the police tried to cordon them round, and as they tried to cordon them round, the park was there on the left, and everyone just hit the park. And then you saw the old Bill trying to go, and it was pitch black, couldn't see nothing. Old Bill trying to run through there. I'm running through with a live stream, thinking it's like Blair Witch Project or something. Yeah, expect to see my nose running. And just like,
snot
you know what I mean? And then we just headed through the park.
Phone box all curled up in a bowl.
It's like, got through the park, and then it was on Regent Street, and then it was like I'm looking and I'm thinking, man, we're heading towards the BBC. We're going towards the BBC here, and I'm live streaming, and I've said I think we're going to the BBC, and like as we've come along, I can see the blue lights of the BBC, and I'm thinking, right, that's it. So everyone just ran towards it, and then the old Bill come in from the right trying to stop it, and as they come in to try and stop it, everyone just rushed the doors, and then they reinforced it. But there was the one cop there that definitely had the taser. I was looking at it, I didn't even know until today. I looked at the footage today, and it was like, oh, he's got a fucking taser, man.
Yeah, he did look like a fucking taser.
Yeah, I slowed it down and had a look, and it was definitely a taser.
Oh, yeah, I only watched it quickly, man.
Gotta love cameras for that reason. Cameras for that reason, eh?
Mate, it was crazy, and then they then they got this like sofa on a there was this sofa on this big kind of push trolley thing, and that got pushed for a few miles, and then RT Ripley was live streaming. They climbed on top of it and was live streaming from that. It was just hilarious. It was just funny. It was just like, it was a bizarre night. The police didn't. If you had a huge amount of people that was committed to that, then it would have been completely over. I think you would have seen some of the conversations that people were saying that I heard. Was speaking that a couple of head police officers said, if you came back with 40,000 people, we would have stood aside. That was like, what?
Yeah, of course they would. They'd have stood aside and called the fucking army in.
Well, they would have no choice. They had no choice if it was close.
Army would have come in if you would have got riot control. Believe me.
Well, they was there.
Yo, they don't want that. The good, right? Do you know, right? Yeah, but you know it's the Queen. You know the Crown's government. They swear allegiance to the Crown, Queen. Yeah.
No.
If the army get called in because of rioting, right? Yeah, the Parliament get a little clip around the ear. They get a bollocking, and all the police forces do as well. All the police forces get a bollocking. It goes all the way down because they can't maintain order. right? Yeah, like obviously if the people are rioting, right? Yeah, then that's a big breach of the peace. The police are not doing their job, and they get a bollocking for it. So don't think that they want to bring the army in and get a bollocking. If the riot kicks off, yeah, they can't. It shows competency.
Fucking hell, you made that point. Go on, Ginge, carry on.
I think that's a pretty good. I don't know what would have happened. There was a lot of police there. There was but they was chasing it. They didn't, and that was roughly between about 6,000 people. If they would have persistently hit, the thing was when they hit Parliament Square, it was if they would have permanently hit it and done it, then the police would have been able to constantly reinforce. But I think where people just moved on quickly, that created that kind of pandemonium where they couldn't interpret where they was going, where the crowd was going at all, so they couldn't reinforce things. So they was completely just reactive to a situation and not having a plan. And when you got to the palace, they was ready. They, in the same when you walked into Parliament Square, they was ready to contain stuff and ready to deal with it there and then. And as soon as the crowd had changed their mind and thought, well, this ain't gonna happen, let's go to somewhere and do something else, then the game changed the whole evening. The whole evening was one of sporadicness. That'll probably, I guess that's the one of the things with Anonymous, that it's there is no leaders to it, so it just goes where it wants to go, and groups say, well, we'll do this and we'll do that. So you could always think of infiltration happening at that kind of level, but as a protest, it was one of the best I've been at for over the year. It was an interesting one, to say the least. Amazing to be just seeing that kind of. But there was the tolerance level as well. There was everyone from all different types of standing. From peacefulness to some severe anarchy there. But the majority of people I spoke to were just normal people that just had enough. Now, whether they realise that whatever way that they want to vent their anger or their disapproval or disdain for a government or a system is just. And that's arguable, but it shows that.
What you're talking about is this anonymous march with about 500 people went turn up.
No, there was about 6,000 people there, mate. There was 6,000 people there.
I told you about it.
There was about 1,001.
No, bad. Hold on, man. Hold on. Whoa. You're insinuating. Hold on, my friend. Stop for a second. Breathe for a second. Stop. Let me come in for a second. And last night I was agreeing with you on everything you said. Now you've got to take this from fact, because I was there. I'm an old football boy. I can tell you numbers of crowds. I can tell you what I saw with my own eyes. All I can tell you.
Hold on a minute then. Okay, hold on a minute. Because I interviewed Buffalo. I interviewed Buffalo on the same night, and he said there's 500 max complete.
No, I didn't. I said to you where I was.
You fucking did.
What, I said to you there was 500 maximum there all night.
Prove it, Badder.
Yeah, prove it.
I think you might. When you was there in the first off bop, I met you,
that's probably what I was talking about. I know for a fact I wouldn't have said there was only 500 people there.
Listen, the papers are trying to spin it. Listen, but I'll post the video. It's one where you're telling me.
Yeah, I know the video you're talking about. It's a little 5-minute video.
Right, listen. All right then. So the papers are trying to spin it like there were thousands of people there. With the police and general members of the public. You know what I mean? They don't try and turn it into something.
I said to you,
Badder. Hold on, Bob. But hold on a second. Right, I can tell you now. I'm a year into activism. Right, I was there last year. Last year was about 3,000 people. This year, I can tell you now, there was about 6,000 people there. Without a doubt in my mind, there was at least 6,000 people there. Now. From when I met Bop, and there was about 500, and I was there from 11:30 in the morning. I was there from 11:30 and saw the numbers come up and up and up and up, mate.
You're a fucking dreamer. You're.
What's that? Is it my turn now?
Yeah, go on.
Listen, I know you rep Anonymous, and you've got to plug them and all that because it's your thing. But don't over-exaggerate, man.
Oh, no, fuck that. No, hold on. Hold on,
500
that's a bit
people, 500, listen,
harsh.
500 people, 500 cups or whatever. Do you know what I mean? General members of the
But
public.
Badder,
You
you
know, it's
weren't
gonna
even
see,
there, mate.
it's gonna. You're gonna make it a bit. Well, all right, okay, I weren't there. I'm not saying I won't. Don't try and elaborate it into something.
Hold on. But you're insinuating there by insinuation that I'm exaggerating something because I'm part of something. Well, unfortunately, I'm a rational person, and I wouldn't over-exaggerate something for the point of just getting a message. Because there's no point because the footage.
Well, I am. Listen, when I gave you 500, when I gave you the figure of 500, I was exaggerating. I was being generous. So, like, if you're going to continue to take their piss, like, yeah, I drop it down to 200 thugs dropping litter on the street. Yeah, 200 thugs dropping litter on the street. 200, listen, 200 little street rats dropping litter on the street in Hollywood fucking masks is the best you can fucking scrape. You had to split up and blend in with general members of the fucking public because there weren't enough of you there. And even the papers are trying to make it out more than what it was. It was fuck all, mate. It weren't even a scratch.
Cool, Bop a lot.
But you weren't there, Badder, was you?
Well, we can agree to disagree on that. Well, no, but we can agree to disagree on that. Badder's got his opinion, and that's his opinion, and he's allowed to that. I got my opinion. Then that's fair enough. I can't. He's happy with that.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, sweet. Let's move on then. Anyway.
I can't stay long because I've got to fuck off because I've got fucking Skype calls to be chatting in some pods and shit. But
get him in here.
Yeah, Anthony, I'm popping off shortly, but I'll stay logged on. Then when I come back, I won't be that long.
Yeah, I've got a fist. Only a cunting fucking thing I've got to do. I've got to chat to some people. I haven't spoken to them in ages. But hey ho,
any birds?
This will be running for till 5 o'clock UK time in the morning, so you can always come back.
Now, how would I talk to any? Look, trust fucking Bop to think of females. What is it, Bop? It's like a radar, isn't it? It's like what?
No,
females.
Yeah, people. There's a high probability some of them are females.
So
when
what if they
someone
are?
mentions people, I think, I wonder how many of them are female. If they're female, like, you know what I mean? It's on, mate. You know what I mean? Bring them in.
I think you might frighten them with your stunning good looks and your winning personality, Bob.
Oh, it ain't done me no favours so far, Jim.
Alright, look, I've got someone waiting on a call. Badder, nice chatting to you as always. Bob, teacup, guys, catch you later.
We'll be in here for hours anyway, Jim.
Alright, if I'm not busy, yeah, okay, no worries. See you later.
Some of us will get fed up and leave.
Yo, buckle up. Blatantly, right, yeah? When I said there were 6,000 viewers on RT and you was going, what? I thought you was going to say there was 6,000 there then. You said, and your precise words are, no fucking way. No, you know what I mean? I know you're bigging up your pal because you were there or something, but then, you know, just keep it real, man.
No, but better. He's just said to me, yeah, when Bob was there was about 500 people. Loads of people. If you talk to people who was there back there, they'll tell you. I even said to you on the hangout last night, wait until you see the footage I upload then. You know what I mean? I was even saying it to you.
Listen, little fucking kids on a hype in their Hollywood masks, right, yeah, probably on some weekend party pills, right, yeah. Like, seeing a few hundred people with all those police, they're going to think it's a big crowd of thousands and all that. They're going to over-elaborate it. They'll just see Hollywood masks everywhere they look, innit? In and among them. Yeah, listen, man. Some of the agents there that control it all and all that shit, yeah, it's probably all orchestrated by police undercover and bailiffs and everything like that. They all decided, innit? It's best if we split this up and walk around the city to make it look like there's more of us and whatever. And the papers were even being generous. Thousands turned out. And they just about scraped. I bet the official figure was like 1,009. You know what I mean? If counted. And that was with the actual police. Yeah. Just so they could legally write thousands. Like 1,000, you know, they got into the thousands just with the police. You know what I mean? The police are just as much there for the protest as they are. Yeah. You know, they're just hyping it, innit? Hyping it because they want it bigger and better next year. Come on, man. Don't be giving me that bullshit. You know, 6, 7, 800 people can look healthy. It can look healthy, innit? Especially all scattered out in little pockets. But it certainly weren't 6,000 anywhere close to it.
He might have gone to make a cup of tea, Paddy. He's probably thinking you're going to be talking for the next 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, I probably will. I've just waited for something, and then I've got to pop out for 20 minutes anyway. But yeah, is this on? This is on Mark's channel, isn't it? I have to link the YouTube in my group. Yeah, if you keep it sensible, teacup, innit? There's no need for ignoring and blocking each other and things.
Each other. It's you that does the ignoring and the blocking, because you can't handle it when I correct you on your law fucking fallacies.
You've never corrected me. What are you on about?
So what's a quickening again? Is that not medical jurisprudence?
Right, listen. Right. You didn't correct me on anything.
Yes or no? It's a yes or no question.
Right. It's a statute. And a quickening child or whatever, right, yeah, may fall out under the realm of medical jurisprudence, but that wasn't even the point I was establishing.
It has to, because a quickening
What do you mean?
is a medical term. Quickening is a medical term when the fetus in the lady's womb first moves. That's at that point that is called a quickening. So it has to be under medical jurisprudence because it's a medical term. Are
you aware of the concept? Okay, all right, fair dues, and I get that. I'm not blind to it, mate. But are you aware of the concept? Are you aware of the fact, then, scientific fact, that a sphere within a sphere creates an electromagnetic field? Right, yeah? And the Earth is sphere-like, and there's an atmosphere, and it creates an electromagnetic field, hence damp, mold, bacteria, life. Right?
That is absolutely
do you get that concept? Yeah, but it has, because when something's law, it applies to everything. Now, you might have been in a womb. Hang on a minute, listen to me a sec, and I'll tell you why it applies. You just said to me, this is what I mean, you got no respect. You just said to me, right, yeah, this has got nothing to do with what we're talking about. So let me explain to you why it has. Let me explain to you why it has without you interrupting me.
What, you and I are going to explain to me how a sphere within a sphere, right, creates an electromagnetic force, same as in the Earth does, and how this relates to law.
I said an electromagnetic field. Right, I said an electromagnetic field. Right, yeah? And I'm going to explain to you how it correlates with...
How that correlates to the point of law that I was making about quickening and being under medical jurisprudence.
I will. So that involves you then, right, yeah? That involves you being quiet. I listened to what you had to say. I'm trying to respond. Teacup, I'm trying to respond.
Mate, don't let me wind you up, because I'll do it all fucking night.
I'm trying to respond. Listen, I'm trying to respond. It involves nobody else talking until I finish.
Okay,
doesn't mean interrupting me. Right, a sphere within a sphere creates an electromagnetic field, right, yeah? And with that, with the water surface area predominantly covering the surface area of this planet, creates mold, bacteria, life, right, yeah? That you may have been in a womb that is interpreted as a quickening when life is first felt in the mother, right, yeah? Because you are in like a cocoon within another cocoon. Being and having don't interrupt, man. If you wanna contest what I'm saying, I'm gonna put you in
the womb when you're on Earth walking around.
I'm gonna have to put you on ignore, or just let me finish.
You're not in a womb.
Let me finish and then point out. Let me finish, and then point out what you want to point out. Listen, let me finish. Let me finish. Why can't you let me finish? Nobody else is interrupting. Nobody else is interrupting, and I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to count. Listen, I'm going to count to 5. I'm going to count to 5. Let me finish.
If I let you finish, I'll forget the point I want to interject. That's the point. The point I wish to interject.
Then you're stupid. Then you can't listen. The best debaters in the world. The best debaters in the world know how to shut up and listen.
The best debaters in the world lets one speak, right, and lets the other one then fucking speak. They don't fucking shout over
put you on
each
ignore.
other.
You seem to be in a rush. You seem to be in a rush.
I don't want to spend 7 hours of listening to your bullshit again. I mean, I couldn't personally tolerate 7 hours listening to your bullshit.
They're going to listen to it anyway.
And again, he mutes me.
A sphere within a sphere creates an electromagnetic field.
Oh,
you might have been in a womb, right?
Yeah, dead because Bad has killed it as usual.
I've just muted him, man. He said as well,
I'm going to have to block you then, innit?
No blocking or muting.
I'll give him a chance. I gave him a chance, and I gave you one as well. So fuck it, I'll have to block you as well.
It's not about a chance.
I'm going to say listen, I'm going to have Buffalo. I'm going to say what I want to say without being interrupted. If someone wants to challenge it after I've said it, fine. But not in mid-speech. You can't say someone, what's that got to do with this, and then interrupt the guy when he's explaining what it has to do with it.
Right, well,
it doesn't work like that, mate.
I know. Yeah, so I'm gonna drop out this one, man, because nothing's gonna get achieved when people are blocking. People just talk over each other, and that is just ridiculous.
Nothing's gonna get achieved when people are talking over each other.
Later's all. Bad to kill the hangout yet again.
Simple fact is, a sphere within a sphere creates an electromagnetic field, right? You are just as much a quickening now on a global scale within the world as you were inside the womb, right? Right now, you are within a cocoon of sorts, a sphere within a sphere, in an electromagnetic field. It is no different, and people like Teacup don't want to hear that because he thinks he's correcting me on law, and when something is law, it applies to everything, every aspect of it, right? So you are Mother Earth's quickening right now, and you're either very quick, which means alive, and that's what the term means. Are you a quick individual? Sharp, alert, and aware, like you were in the womb. You're in another womb now. Electronic pulses that are measured in, as electronic pulses were being sent from the mother to you in the womb, and in a similar context, right? Like the consciousness grid as a whole sends your brain. You pick up on the same sort of frequencies. Like trees are like antennas for Mother Earth. Life forms that harness some sort of intelligence as we are hurtling throughout the galaxy. That's what trees are. They're antennas, and their roots go underground. And it's all gridded and it all works together. It's all flowing nicely.
Yo, where is everybody?
Some little fucking snotty-nosed little drip, right? Thought he could correct me on the law. And as I explained to him how he never ever corrected me on law or anything like that, and went, it's medical jurisprudence, like you couldn't use that anyway, because if something's law, it applies to everything, like absolute. Fine like this because it's what it is, but it's not just the word quickening, it's the word quick as well. If someone's very quick, they're sharp, alert, alive, aware, you're very astute, right? And right now, you are in a cocoon, like a sphere within a sphere. The atmosphere and the earth create electromagnetic sphere, damp, mold, bacteria, life. And it all flows from there, and you are just as much now a quickening.
You mean a magnetized sphere?
Yeah, and it creates an electromagnetic field. Yeah, your brain is like a sphere within the skull, creating. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there must be an electromagnetic field within your own skull.
When you're saying that though, you're not saying it right, because it has to be a certain kind of sphere. It has to be a magnetized sphere in the first place to create a magnetic field.
Well,
it can't just be like a sphere. It can't just be like a ball.
obviously,
It can't be a ball with an
Well, it just the point I'm making is the world's spinning and creates a magnetic pull.
It's not the world it's spinning, it's creating it. It's the core of the world. It's the core. It's spinning.
It
It's
doesn't
creating a
matter.
magnetic field.
Right, the point is, do you accept, right? Yeah, that the Earth has a magnetic pull. You can send a satellite up at a certain distance and it will orbit the Earth because of the magnetic pull, for instance.
That's not because of magnetic pull, though. That's because of gravity.
So the yeah. Remember what you
do
think?
with magnetic pull.
All right, I was basically saying gravity, but like just calling it a magnetic pull instead. Right, they both allude to the same thing. Right, they both allude to the same thing. The point I'm making is right, that you're just as much now a quickening on the scale of Mother Earth, a sphere within a sphere, as what you were in the womb. Right, yeah, and that's how the word quick. If you wanted this conversation come from weeks and weeks ago, where Bob goes, well, how could you use that in a court of law? How could you use that? Well, like you just do you not think I'm a very quick individual, and see if there's any contest? If anyone challenges you, innit? Right, yeah, then or doesn't challenge you, then they obviously standing under the fact or not contesting the fact that you are a very quick individual. So that's how it could be used in context. You're just saying something without saying something. Like, yeah, I know I'm here and I know my place in the world. Yeah, and I know we're all like Mother Earth type of children without actually saying it. Yeah, and I got this little teacup trick, innit, thinking he's schooled me like it's medical jurisprudence, like you can't use it in any sort of walk of your life. Well, of course you can. If there's law there, it doesn't matter in what field it's in. If you can use it in your life as a tool to enhance it, the better. To have a pleasurable life existence. The best of your abilities whilst remaining in honour. It's there for you to use. No one can say you can't use medical jurisprudence just because it's defined in medical jurisprudence. It applies to everything anyway. It's just also used predominantly in the medical jurisprudence because women give birth and we analyse it more and stuff in the medical profession.
Well.
And obviously, either Teacup knew where I was going, or he didn't. And if he knew where I was going and was interrupting me because he knew where I was going, that makes him very shillish or grillish. He's been.
Have you blocked Teacup?
He kept speaking over me when I was trying to just explain that point. You see how I've just sensibly explained that point?
Well, just don't block him, brother, because it just kills the fucking hangout.
Well, hold on a minute. You see how I've just explained that, and you two have just listened to me, and you didn't feel the need to interrupt me.
Yeah.
The guy
you do that as well. You interrupt people.
Yeah, but the guy constantly interrupts me after he's asked me a question. Constantly. He's like, you don't let anyone else talk. You don't let anyone else talk. But nobody's in a rush, man. Are you in a rush to go somewhere or something like that? If you are, what you want to hang out? If you can't listen to someone for 2 or 3 minutes,
right, all right, you've made your point. Just unblock him then. Start again.
I'm cool, man. Don't worry about me. You just get on with your own thing.
You're not unblocking.
He's not there, is he?
Tell me the purpose of unblocking someone that constantly speaks over you when you asks you a question and you're in the middle of answering it.
Well, but
because
if you're not, just unblock him then, right? You've made your point. Just unblock him.
So you're just telling me to do something without answering.
Right, I can't be asked then, right?
Right, well, then fuck off then, innit? You know what I mean? Then fucking tell me what to do, you little prick.
I think the point is better that when fair enough, you block Teacup when Teacup interrupts you, and he does the same to you when.
I didn't block him. I listened to what he had to say.
I'm just saying, in the past, you guys have. Let me finish. In the past, you guys have had those things where you've blocked each other, and that's happened. But to all of the other listeners in the hangout, we can't hear fuck all because you're both talking, and neither of you can hear when the other one's talking. So
all right, Mark, I'm going to ask you a question. Have you not noticed him ask me a question, and when I'm in the middle of replying, him speaking over me constantly, practically on every hangout? He doesn't like to be owned. He doesn't like to be schooled on areas of law, for instance, right? Yeah, when I'm just about to do it, right? Yeah. Have you not? If you're telling me now, you haven't noticed it, then you're lying to me. Ain't you?
No,
I know.
Of course I have. Oh look, of
Right
course
now.
I have. I've noticed everybody talks over the top of each people, but it's when you've got, especially when you get passionate about things, and not just you, any other person as well. That when they get passionate about it, mate, they
All right.
you know,
Okay.
their ears stop.
Okay. I accept that. I accept that. But let me just break this down for you. Right. Yeah. I said to him. Right. Yeah. Do you see how it was flowing nice to begin with? Okay. See how this is flowing nice. No one interrupting each other. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And he goes, what? To think about schooling me on law because he has to correct me on law. And I goes, you've never corrected me. And he went, well, so what about medical jurisprudence with quickening? And he goes, tell me how that.
Yeah,
And
like,
he says, tell me how that. He goes, tell me how that correlates to in line. So I started to explain. Then he rudely interrupted me in the middle of explaining. Right, yeah. Constantly. I gave him a couple of minutes to shut the fuck up so I can continue, and he didn't. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, I get the point. You don't get to go from point A to point Z without interruption. I understand that point.
Like the best debaters in the world know how to shut the fuck up and listen. Otherwise, they don't know how to argue. They don't even know the points to respond to.
Exactly. You've got to listen. You've got to be able to listen as well as talk. But I mean, like Teacup here is saying that he's never blocked anyone and don't state. Well, I'm not stating bullshit. I was saying you're better and others. I'm not saying Teacup personally has blocked people. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to even get dragged into that conversation. I'm not stating bullshit. I'm just saying that when two people that don't get along in a hangout, block each other, it fucks it for all the other third parties that are trying to listen. That's all I'm trying to state.
I get that. So I gave him 2 minutes. I gave him 2 minutes.
Response to Teacup and his texting there that he's saying. You know, I'm just responding to him, not to you.
But Mark, you can listen to this back. You can rewind it on your YouTube. All the people that are listening can rewind it back on YouTube, and they can hear him clearly ask me how it has anything to do with what we was talking about, and I digressed to explain it right there to the best of my abilities, and in mid-flow, in the middle of it, because I was backing him into the intellectual corner, he rudely interrupted me, and I gave him at least 2 to 3 minutes. You can listen for yourself how long I gave him to shut the fuck up.
That point, I don't think. Yeah, I can easily go back and look. That's the whole point of making it live.
Right, yeah? So it doesn't matter what he's typing to you in text, right? Yeah, you can see it with your own eyes and listen to it with your own eyes. I was responding to a point, and he wouldn't let me finish. What do you want me to do? No, that's just as much. That is just as equally as difficult for third parties as it is blocking someone.
Sure. I agree. Absolutely. But as you say, people need to be able to listen, and for the others that can't hear when two dynamic characters are going at the same time, it's just it kills it. So and you know, to me, whether if you go on a hangout, like I have these things hosted just so people can put their views across, but when there's alternating views and shit hits the fan, nothing gets across. So it makes it pointless to me. And listen,
Mark, you can, like I said, you can rewind it back. I was asked politely, I suppose, from Teacup right there to address a point. All right, yeah, I started addressing the point, and he rudely interrupted me because he couldn't. No one else did. Rewind it back. No one else, the other guy in there, everyone else was listening to my point, so it made sense. I was trying to make sense of the point I was alluding to, and you kept rudely interrupting me, and it's just that's just wanting to troll and cause an argument. He knew what he was going to do. He knew that he was just going to keep speaking over me until I ignored him to cause this reaction now, hoping, I suppose, that you guys all sort of like, oh, bad, you blocked him. But what he did alluded to that, right? Yeah, he knew it was going to happen. It's the quickest way to kill it. I was going to express my point one way or another, whether he kept speaking over me or not. So he might as well just let me finish and then address it. And if he couldn't remember the point he was going to make, right, he's got a keyboard right in front of him. There's a little text message box right down there, and you can just put a little hint at to prompt your mind for when you want to respond. Right, yeah? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, but, you know, a key word, just so it would just like prompt your mind for when, you know, you want to address a point. But what I said would have took less than 3 minutes. But him rudely interrupting me went on for fucking probably far longer, and it just got to the point where I just had to ignore him. Well, then I'll only ignore him now, innit? I'll only ignore him now. I'm gonna try again. But I've just got to work out how to do it on your hangout.
Apparently, Teacup's going to have a bath now. I don't. Do you read this?
Fucking hell! Is it Christmas? Is it Christmas? Is it his birthday? You know what I mean? Did he get a token off the fucking welfare government? Or something?
They're asking why it's all about Teacup, and I mean, I can work that one out because Teacup's the one that interrupted you, so that's why it's about Teacup. Would be my guess. Yeah.
Simple, but he said he made the claim. He corrected me on an law before, and I'm telling him he's never been able intellectually to correct me on any aspect of law ever. If he had, I would have acknowledged him for it, right? Yeah, and I would give him respect for it. That's what I do, right? Yeah? I'll never beat up on someone. I will never beat up on someone that enhances me in life. Right? That kid's just trying to drag people down to his scummy fucking area of existence. I'm trying to alleviate people, and when people are rudely interrupting you, right, yeah, that's just impossible. But like I said, I'll just kill it dead, right, yeah, and I'll get to say what I want to say anyway, one way or another, right, yeah. So we might as well just shut up and listen, and then address the point respectfully, amicably, and coherently after I'd made it. You can't start thinking you can correct someone if you're going to interrupt them halfway through fucking speaking.
That's fair enough, brother.
You can ask someone, can I interject? And I can go, hold on a minute, I'll give way in a second. I just need to finish. I need to enhance upon this matter. Seeing as you were asking for the enhancement in the first place, you don't ask for an enhancement and then interject halfway through the enhancement because you obviously didn't get it in the first place to ask for the enhancement.
Yeah, you're right. Why ask a question if you're not going to listen to the answer?
Absolutely. Perhaps he didn't like the answer that was coming.
Or perhaps it was more just the worm on the hook. Yeah.
It's just because, mate, seriously, Mark, it's just because it's me.
Teacup's still sitting there. He's just a minute, better, just a minute. Like Teacup right now, he's typing in this shit because he knows he's not in the chat to interject verbally. So now he does the typing and the baiting. He's going, "Do not kill Freeman in here, Bopalot. Mark is a Freeman." Now I have told Teacup verbatim to him directly, I am not a fucking Freeman. So for him to turn around and say Mark is a Freeman, he's just acting like a fucking child trying to bait me. I mean, what a fucking child. Grow up. And now he's calling me a fucking idiot. Yes, I am an idiot legally. I am not of the legal society. So yes, I'm an idiot. Anything else you want to call me, Bob? Wipe my ass 6 times if you want to go there. Teacup. I don't give a fuck, mate. I don't care what you say. They're only women.
I think politically it's called a pleb, isn't it? But yeah, this is what I mean. When it isn't going his way, and like I say, you can rewind it. Listen for yourself, and it was nice and polite, really. You know what I mean? I was having a little giggle with Ginger. You know what I mean? Yeah, over the anonymous thing, and you know, he made the claim, but he made the claim. He corrected me once in law. And I explained to him how he never, and in the middle of explaining to him how he never, because he asked for it, he rudely interrupted, man. I mean, like he did to me verbally what he's doing to you in text, like that. He doesn't like what he's hearing. He doesn't like what he's hearing, so he's acting out of emotion rather than intellect and reason.
Was this earlier on? What have I missed?
Yeah, a bit of drama. You know, I'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. I'm just gonna I've just got to pop up and do something.
Sure. Hey, Vic.
You right, mate? What did I miss then?
I'm not actually too sure either. My laptop shit itself. I had to restart and then go and say good morning to the wife. So I missed whatever apparently kicked off between Batter and Teacup. But I think Batter's ended up blocking Teacup and Teacup's buggered off. And those two don't talk well together. They can't have a conversation because they both have to have the word. And it's fair enough to have turn speaking, but when they interject and cut out and then block and then fuck it up for everyone else in the hangout because they can't hear them talking, you know? Now he's going, Mark, you're giving Batter an erection. You know, see, little typing text, like, I'll read you some of this text. A woman is not a synonym with an atmosphere and earth. A womb. Mark, you're giving better an erection. I mean, fuck, mate. That's the sort of school kid antics that you're supposed to hear from a third former at school, trying to bait someone. You know what I mean, eh? It's so fucking childish. We're here to talk about proper stuff, not who's getting whose erection and who's got whose cock out. Pull your fucking dick.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You're trying to have an adult conversation about law with a child, with the mentality of a child. Now, if you want to talk like an adult, that's fine, but if you want to start calling people names or blocking them or having a power struggle in some fashion, it's ridiculous. Now he's calling me a cunt. Yep, absolutely. I'm totally useful. That's me. Why are you talking about me? Because you're not here talking about it yourself. You know, I'll do that all day long if he wants to. I don't give a shit. But I've got other lives to lead. Sorry, that's my.
Is that Teacup?
Yeah, that's this Teacup typing into me. I'm just reading out what he's typing. You know, yeah, and talking about me online is not childish. No, it's called, you know, full disclosure. You're trying to get at me through your text, and I'm reading it out, so everybody's aware of what you're saying, just in case they can't read the text. And I don't have problem reading it either. I just have problems reading and listening to someone talking. But then if you can't interrupt him when he's talking verbally, you'll do it through text, and it's not needed, mate. If you can't be an adult and hang out and let each person have the right to speak, don't. I don't want to block people because I don't have any say over what anyone else can believe or not believe, just as, you know, I wouldn't do that to anyone because I wouldn't expect that done to me. I do not want to talk about me. I think I am boring.
Why don't you just unblock him, Bad, and then he can come on and you can thrash it out?
Well, Badder said he has unblocked him.
Oh, has he?
He said he has switched it off. He said that about 10 minutes ago, but he was busy typing at the time. You know, it has fuck all to do with you. I'm not you, mate. I can't speak for you. I don't know what you're talking about. This issue is with Badder blocking you because you interrupted him. He's unblocked you, man. Yeah, exactly, mate. Block left for a reason. Okay. As did he. Okay. Each to their own. I'm not making it about you, mate. You interrupted somebody and you're copping flak for it. I have. Call me a free man again, man. Come on. Anything else you want to try? Fucking grow up yourself. Anyway, I'm just going to close that bit so I don't have to fucking read any more of it. Oh, where were we? MC, were you there? Did you know what the fuck happened?
Yeah, they're just over talking each other.
You agree, eh?
It fucks
everyone. Is that right?
Yeah.
So what were they discussing?
I don't know. Something about a sphere within a sphere creating a magnetic field, and in relation to the womb or something.
Oh, okay.
Above my head.
Quantum mechanics, was it?
No, it was a sphere within a sphere creates a magnetic field, and it relates to I don't know, relates to a womb or something. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't have a clue what it was going about. But that was the bit I got anyway. Something to do that, and then Badder blocked him or something.
Oh, God.
Oh well.
I thought it was about a point of law. He had asked Badder about something or other, or medical jurisprudence or something got thrown in. Fuck knows.
Yeah, it was about that, I think, yeah. But Badder said the sphere was in a sphere or something. And yeah, I don't know, yeah. So then you can understand it gets a bit strange when you start saying a sphere within a sphere.
Yeah. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog in yellow. It makes about as much sense, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I find it really amazing that in especially if people have put so much time and effort into learning their own terms or customs or skills or however they want to, whether they're learning law or legal or statutory or whatever. Oh my fucking god.
Look, it looks like a dog face.
It looks like a dog face. Check this out for a strawberry.
Or turn it the other way around. So
Is that munted? It's huge. There's the size of my thumb.
Whereabouts in the world are you, mate?
New Zealand, man. We've got good soil.
Mate,
yeah. You need a
New
mutation.
One of my favourite countries, man.
It's a good place.
Are you north or south?
I also see the point in it. Sorry, what was that?
Are you north or south island?
I'm a mainlander born and bred. I was born in Timaru and stayed there for 20 odd years, and now I'm up in Auckland. I'm up on the north, so I guess you could say I'm a naturalised North Islander now. I've been up here for almost as long as on the south. But I roll my R's and do that sort of thing. The more south you go, the more you roll your R's when you're talking.
I love it, man. I'm thinking about looking for a job over there, eh?
Well, there's jobs going. It just depends on what, you know.
Yeah, well, I'm enjoying myself.
Well, they're always after jobs, mate, especially with Christchurch being destroyed. With Christchurch being wiped out from the quake, they're always after tradespeople.
Yeah, that's where I was thinking about going. They're like always advertising for joiners to go and help with the rebuild. You reckon it's going to take 15 years?
Yeah. Yeah, the corporate world will be making a packet of money out of that one.
Yeah, tell me about it. But no, I've been Christchurch and Monaco before, and I didn't want to leave. Like, loved it.
Yeah, it's a good place. Timaru's only an hour and a half south of that. So
yeah,
we used to go up to Christchurch for a burger at 2 in the morning because we didn't have. That was back when we didn't even have a McDonald's in Timaru.
Sounds about right.
Teacup saying he's still blocked.
Is he? Well, we'll have to wait until Batter comes back, or if Batter jumps out and then Batter could jump back in, or whatever. I don't know.
I think probably Batter's just.
That's the fallout from two people having a clash, isn't it?
Yo, Mark, I'm back. Yeah. Now, do you want? I did hear you. I was downstairs, but I got my speakers put in and that in it. Do you want me to explain that area of law which I digressed to? And it was in essence, right? Yeah, me simplifying a bit of quantum mechanics rather than physics, but yeah, I was just being general, right? Yeah, and jurisprudence means the science of the law. So it isn't that great of a leap to to jump from the word quickening to even fucking as something as astronomical as quantum mechanics or physics.
Okay.
You just gotta learn how to incorporate it. Basically, I was, in a nutshell, I'm saying it, that, I mean, you've obviously heard of the word quick. If I would say, that Mark's a very quick individual, he's, you learnt that pretty quick. You learnt that pretty quick. It implies speed, alive, alert, fast, you know what I mean? Good, very astute. That's what the word pretty much means, right, yeah? And that's what it's meant throughout mankind before any one of us got here. And that's what it's been studied used to mean. So, if you're quick, right, yeah, a very quick individual, right, yeah, that's really an abbreviation of quickening. You are Mother Earth's quickening, and you're very bright and quick and fast learning and this and that, right, yeah? It implies the same thing. You're just as much now in a womb, Mother Earth's womb, you know what I mean? Yeah, sphere within a sphere, you're within that sphere, right, yeah? Similarly, not precisely, right, yeah, but roughly in context with you being within a cocoon in a womb of sorts, right, yeah? And the egg, and the sperm and all that sort of shit, right, yeah? And the life force that's felt by the mother, that's called a quickening, right, yeah? And if you're very quick, it's like Mother Earth is feeling your presence, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what it's like saying. That's probably what it deeply translates into. If you're a very alert individual and you do some great things in life which enhance mankind, you'll be a very quick individual. And Mother Earth is recognising it, and you've helped out loads of individuals with your quickness, right? Yeah, and sharpness, and it's assisted others, right? Yeah, and they've become a little bit quicker from observing your quickness, right? Yeah, and things like that. And that's how I digress. That's why I digress, right? Yeah. But he seems to think that because it's medical jurisprudence, you can't use it anywhere else in life or anything like that. Well, of course you can, because I can call Mark a very quick individual. He's capable of learning stuff and incorporating it quickly, right? Yeah, right. Yeah? Sure. You are now just as much Mother Earth's fetus as you were your mum's fetus at one point, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's that it's in the same context, and that's where I was getting to in a nutshell.
I can get that. Yeah.
Alright, cool, sure. I can't see how I've been corrected or something about that. Like, yeah, like because it's in medical
Teacup can hear you. I think he must be watching. Why don't you just unblock him and let him come back on?
I thought I had. Yo, Mark, I'm in your hangout. How do I unblock someone in your hangout?
If you've blocked him, you should be able to right-click and unblock him. Or it might be a matter of having to jump out, him get in, and then jump back in again. I don't know. I can go and look on the server and see if there's some option to unblock on the server if you like. Would that suit?
You look on the server. You look on the server, and I'll Google it now and see if it tells me. There's got to be a little button here somewhere that does something.
Back in a mo.
Hey, brother.
What's up, man?
How did you start like getting into all this? I mean, like, because obviously you're not a solicitor. Like, you don't do it as a professional job, do you?
I haven't registered my skills yet, no.
No, but so my question is, like, how did you like? Was this like a self-defense thing, and you just started carrying it on, like as your knowledge, as you gain more knowledge, you want to learn more and more about it.
Yeah, well, yeah, really. I mean, since I've landed on this planet, I've always had a thirst of like knowledge and learning. I've always been observing and and trying to figure out my surroundings.
See, like,
Barry, you need to leave and come back, I think, to let Teacup in.
No, I don't. I just need to work out where the button is to unblock. I blocked him in here. I can unblock him in here. I just don't know how to do it. I'm pretty new to these hangouts myself. I don't know where all the buttons are. If you can tell me how to unblock him in here, like I blocked him in here, then tell me. If you don't know, then stop asking me to do it. Stop asking me to do something. Stop asking me to do something I don't know how to do. I mean, if you want to go and set up your own hangout and bum Teacup in it, fuck off and do it. But stop telling me I have to do something you're dictating me to do. Do you know what I mean? It's his own fucking trap that got him ignored in the first place because he's got no respect or etiquette. You've got more manners and respect than him, and yet you're trying to defend this little prick that's got none. So, you're just mugging yourself off, man. Don't vouch for any other man.
You're saying unblock him, better.
Yeah, and I will once I know how. Right, yeah, we're working it out now. But like, don't vouch for other mans, man. You only mug yourself off.
How do you even block people in it?
When his name was in here, innit? So if his name was still in here, if he did fuck off in a little paddy, innit, and just let me finish my sentence, perhaps I could have just right-clicked his name and done something. But he's not in here for me to do it now. And obviously, if I leave and he comes back, that means I can't get back in. So obviously, if I've blocked him in here, I can unblock him in here. But it's not my hangout, is it? It's my command, so I've got to wait for him to tell me how it's done. Maybe he can do it, I don't know.
Don't know, man. I'm having a look, but I can't see nothing about blocking or unblocking.
It was called ignore. I didn't block him, innit? I just ignored him so I could like.
All right.
Because obviously I got 700 watts here. So when I'm speaking, even though perhaps some people might be able to hear me because I'm trying to get close to my mic and that, I'm not really able to hear my own words coming out of my mouth in it because I got him speaking over me coming out of my speakers, and it's very distracting when I'm trying to reply. So I just ignored him so I could just continue what I was saying uninterrupted. As far as I was concerned, you know what I mean? I suppose I could have just turned my volume down, but that option was quicker available to me. You know? All he had to do was just like, you know, I mean, there's a chat box right on everyone's right hand side now. His excuse for interrupting me was he wanted to get his point in now rather than listen for half hour before it would have took me a minute or two to explain what I just explained a minute ago. And then he could try and tell me how he sort of corrected me, but all he had to do was just type a little reminder, prompt his mind, just a little hint word. You know what I mean? If he's not fucking smart enough to think of something like that, then he's not smart enough to debate.
I can't unblock him from the server. All I could try and do was send him another invite. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you stop this and start another one, it'd be all sweet again.
I can try that if you like. Make a part 2.
Yeah, make a part 2, innit? And I'll
do that.
We'll see what's what. Alright, then, sweet.
Alright.
But like, what if he doesn't come back? Then he's just mugging me off, innit? But anyway, yeah, come on, let's do it.
We all got to leave the room, or what?
I'll just hang up in a minute. He's got to jump on his other computer, I think.
Have I got to join the circle or something? See, I'm pretty new to these hangouts myself, yeah. How do I like?